Come on in. Come on in. Everybody come on in to the live. We have Nautica Brock here. She is here to tell her story. Make sure you tag a neighbor, tag a friend, tell them to come on in. Make sure you go and get your nieces, your nephews, any child that is not old enough to speak for themselves or they can be taken advantage of. Go get them and sit them in front of your computer, in front of your iPad, in front of your cell phone or your TV. Because we about to get ready to talk about some real shit. Everybody come on in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Take your neighbor, take your friend, and come on in. Yeah, I like it, I love it, I like it, I love it. Take your neighbor, take your friend, tell them to come on in. We got Miss Nautica, and she's talking, and we like it, and we love her. Everybody come on in. Wait a minute, let me do all on here. What's up, Faye and Jamelia and Lachey? What's up, Terry? I love you. What's up, Solomon and Benita? Shoot, everybody else going fast. But thank y'all so much for being on here. Thank y'all for joining me. What's up, Lucindria? Look, Faye said she been waiting all day. So, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank y'all so much for joining me this evening on Somebody's Business. Well, we raise a whole lot of hell, but we also love people as well. So today we have on here a young lady who daddy I've been cussing out all week. Young lady who daddy I've been cussing out for about the past 3 days. And she's on here because she's on here to tell her story. She's on here because she is no longer walking in fear. She's on here to get help. And she's on here to make other people aware of what has happened because she has not been believed. She has not been taken seriously. And of course, it's easy when your daddy is a pastor, because they already have a certain way they look at them. So if you would introduce yourself to the people. Of course, you would not be telling nobody where she live at. And we know your daddy watching. Hey, nigga. I know he watching. But she would not be dropping her location. So we definitely ain't going to ask you to tell us where you from. But do introduce yourself.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you perfectly.
Okay. Hi, my name is Nautica Brock. As she said, I'm just here to shine some light onto a situation that happened with me and to hopefully help somebody else. So,
okay, we just gonna jump right on into it. So, Miss Nautica, you hit me up and you was like in my messages that I don't see, and then I'm always jumping in and out of inboxes, and you hit me up and you was letting me know that you need help. At first I was kind of forgetting about you. I was like, I forgot. Hours or days minutes passed by. Then I hit you up and we finally were able to really have a conversation. In that conversation, we didn't get super deep. That was on purpose and designed by me. Because anytime I'm doing an interview, I want it to be authentic. I kind of want my family, which are my watchers, I want them to kind of get the information when I get the information. So we'll just get right into it. So the situation that you contacted me about was your father.
yes.
Pastor Francisco Brock of Moss Point, Mississippi.
Yes.
And he is also the pastor of Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church.
Yes.
Okay. So, and that's in Moss Point, Mississippi too. When you reached out to me, you had some really disgusting things to tell me. And I just want you to know that at no time did I judge you. At no time did I feel like it was your fault. At no time did I feel any type of way towards you but empathy and compassion. You contacted me about your dad, and because your dad is a predator, a
Right.
sexual predator, and you started a relationship with your dad. But before we get to that part, I want to get to how did you even how did you even first of all, how did you even get to go and live with your dad and his wife?
Okay, so I was staying with my mom up until I was 14, and then my dad felt like he could do better with me than my mother could. So that's how I
So
ended up with my
what was
father.
happening?
There was a lot of things going on with my mom. She was beating on me and stuff, and uh, it really wasn't working out between me and her. So I was like, okay, well, let me go stay with my dad. Of course, she didn't want that, and apparently, my mother must have known something. Mother's intuition must have known something. She was like, no. She kept saying no, and I'm like, I kept asking her, and she kept saying no, and she ended up putting me out, and then that's how I ended up with my dad. And so,
So where did your mom live? Did she live in Moss Point?
no, my mom actually lived in Illinois
Okay, so you came from Illinois to
to
Moss
live.
Point.
Well, I went from Illinois to, at the time, he stayed in Columbus, Mississippi.
Okay.
And we moved around a lot with him. It went from Columbus, Mississippi to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, then
Mm,
to Ocean Springs because he had the church in Moss Point. And so that's how we got up that way. So that's how that became about.
okay. Because I know a lot of people were wondering, like, well, why she wasn't staying with her mother? I was like, she'll explain why she wasn't staying with her mother. So
Yes.
you were probably what would you be what your mom would consider a troubled child or
She
a problem
would probably
child?
say
I
that.
was. So I ain't passing. I was a problem child. Bad as hell.
She probably would say that, but I wasn't really a problem child. It's
Okay.
just, parents have a
Okay.
lot of things that's going on in their way, may not be
Mm-hmm.
the correct way, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you get to Mississippi with your dad. At this time, you're 14 years old. At this point, how long had he and his wife been married?
Well, that's the tricky part. He had a wife before the wife he's married to now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
And the wife that he was married to before the wife he's married to now, they had been married 14 years.
Okay. And the
So
new wife that he has now.
I want to say they've been married maybe, I graduated 2013. So that's about, I want to say maybe maybe, maybe about 6 years because they didn't get directly married. So maybe about six, maybe 6 or
Okay.
7, maybe.
Okay. And Candida is that the wife that he's been that's the current wife, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So when you came to stay with your dad, he was with he with Candida?
No, he was
He
with
was
the
with
other wife.
the other wife, and then they broke up, and then he ended up marrying Candida while you were still there.
Yes.
Okay, so you stayed with him from what time? From the age 14 up until what?
I stayed with him from the age of 14 up until 23.
Okay, and you're
Because
26.
I turned 24 the year that I left.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right, let's get down to the business.
Okay.
So, at 14, you came to stay with your dad. At what age did he try you on any level? As far even if it was a conversation, or at what age did that begin?
Well, I can't really pick an age for that because he would, every time me and my sister would be around each other, he would try to tell us to kiss each other or touch each other or different things
Oh,
like that. So,
okay, and what age did that start at?
I would say that started like from 14 on up because my sister was coming around a lot and he would tell us to, he would told us that it was okay for us to kiss him in the mouth or for us to kiss each other. And I'm like, no, that's not okay. Like, That's not okay for a father to be kissing his daughter in the mouth. Like that's nasty. No, it's okay. It's not a big thing. Like a lot of parents do it. No, I'm not comfortable with that.
Right.
But of course, it's okay. It's okay for your parent to see you naked. We're supposed to know what you look like, or I had no privacy at all. He would always pick my lock, come in my room whenever I'm getting dressed, pick the lock, come in the room while I'm in the bathroom. Like I had no privacy whatsoever at all. He would always tell me, "Stop locking the door." For what? I'm in here getting dressed. Why can I not have the door locked if I'm in
Right.
here naked? I'm your daddy. Unlock the door. Okay.
So eventually, did you just give in to get along, and it became normal, or how did you become to accept that this was like gonna be your new normal with your dad? That this what he do?
I never accepted it. It was always a bothering thing for me. Like I always cried when nobody was around
Right.
because I felt like there is no way that this is happening, that I can't have privacy, that I can't be alone by myself. You have to come in here, or I'm in the bathroom. Here you are standing here and you trying to look at me and stuff like that. Like, why can't I be alone? Like, wait till I put some clothes on. And even
Right.
then, if I'm standing at the sink, he'll come and grab my butt, or he'll try to like kiss me on my neck or something like
Well,
that.
let
And
me
I'm
ask
like,
you this: what was the first thought that went through your mind the first time, like that he was so inappropriate with you? Like, because I know with me it was that, like, you kind of can sense that it's finna happen, and you kind of get tight gutted, you know what I'm saying, and probably shake, or I used to sweat, you know what I'm saying. So what was that? Because I can, with a stranger, it's horrible. With an uncle, a cousin, it's horrible. But with your father, in the moment when your dad first walked up behind you to do something so inappropriate physically to you, what was that? What was that like?
I would get real angry. And I would be angry to the point of where like I would like try to move. Don't be like that. No, like move. Like I would be very angry, and he would feel like, why you being so mean to me? Get from behind me. Like, hey, you can say hey from a distance. You don't have to say hey behind me and
Right.
grab it on me like I'm your woman. No. Hey, from a distance, you don't have to touch on me like that. And I would be so angry, and I would try to hide it because I'm like, okay, there is no way that she's not seeing what's going on. There is no way that nobody in this house is not seeing what you're doing. And of course, people will turn a blind eye to it and act like they don't see it.
So who do you feel like knew what was going on?
I most definitely feel like his wife knew. And there is no way that you can't know because you constantly say that I'm his heart and he loves me more than all his other kids and your kids. You say that you don't want me alone with him by myself because of you feel like he's she didn't say in love, but she said that she didn't want us to be alone together because we were, I don't really know how she was trying to put it, but in other words, you knew because you
Mhm.
didn't want him to be alone with me. We couldn't He couldn't go to the store, and if I said, can I have something, and he said, come ride with me, no, she don't need to go. Like, you knew.
Mhm.
For you to be trying to say, oh, I don't want her alone with him by himself, you knew, and you can't say otherwise, and
Did
you
she?
didn't help.
Right, right. That's what that's gonna be my next question. At any point in time, did she step up and even come to you, like, by when y'all were by yourself, and be like, you could tell me what's going on, like what's like?
She knows now, and she's still standing by him and saying that I'm lying on him.
Yeah, I dropped those receipts in the group. Um. Okay, so this just so freaking disgusting. So at
Yes.
first you started trying to make you and your sister kiss. What did your sister have to say about that? Like, what was that conversation with you and your sister like? Man, Daddy just tried to make us. And did you guys ever appease him?
No. We did not. My sister would make a joke or something and try to change the subject or something like that, or we'll start laughing about something else. We never did nothing like that. Like, we never really talked about it until we got older. Like, once
Mhm.
this situation came out, then we talked about it. And she was like, it felt weird to her then, because she also said that he would come in the bathroom on her or would come in the room on her. And she spoke up about it, but nothing was done. Of course, he tried to make it like, oh, she's crazy, she's delusional, I didn't do that,
Like how
this
he
and the
tried to do
other.
with me, with you.
Exactly. So that's his thing. He'll say that we're crazy or delusional or all
Mhm.
this other type of stuff to hide what he did. But you did what you did, and you know what you did.
Right.
So
Okay. So when did the relationship between you and your father turn sexual? When did it turn to actual physical penetration?
when I turned 18.
Slick bastard. He
Hmm.
waited till he was 18 on purpose.
He
He,
waited till I was 18, and when I turned 18, that's when it all started.
so I'm just gonna ask you what happened. That first encounter where he about to do that.
Um, I was honestly asleep, and he had came in there, and I was trying to figure out like what was going on. And first of all, he woke me up as if like I had did something wrong. And I'm like, what did I do? Like, I'm half asleep. I'm like, what did I do? And it's real dark in the house. And so like he took me in the bathroom, and then like he he told me to sit on the counter, and he was talking to me or whatever. And then like that's how it started. And I'm like, I just left. And the next morning he came to
So what
me
what
and
what was he talking about when y'all were sitting talking? What?
I'm not gonna lie to you, like I remember, because I've tried to forget. So I'm not
Okay,
gonna lie to you.
okay,
Like, I just
okay,
remember what was said. I just remember what happened. And I
okay,
remember how I felt when it happened. And
okay.
I left. I went back in my room and I stayed up for a while. I cried. And then he came to me the next morning and he was like, so how do you feel? Like, is and I'm like, that's not, no, like, you my dad. That's not a good thing. Like, you're
Right,
happy about this. And he made it seem like it was okay. Like, daughters and fathers are supposed to be able to know sexual things about each other and all this other type of stuff, telling me he could teach me all these different sexual things and teach me things about my body and all that. And I said, no, I don't want to know. Like, I'm good. I don't want to know. If I find out, it will be with that man that I actually want to be with, not with you.
right.
But of course,
What was his response to that?
I love you. Don't do that to me. You're keeping me from cheating on Kankita. You're keeping me from stepping out on my marriage. You're keeping me being faithful to her. Okay, if you're going to be faithful to her, be faithful to her. I don't have nothing to do with this. I'm your daughter. This is not okay. Well, I
So
really
in
don't
his
want to.
mind, he felt like if he was screwing you, that he wasn't actually cheating on his wife because he didn't go get an outside woman.
Yes,
That is sick as hell.
yes,
That is really sick.
yes.
Damn, that's the first time I ever heard some shit like that.
He told me he wanted us to run away together. He wanted us to get married and have kids. And he told me that there was a such place as an island or whatever where fathers can marry their daughters and nobody know. And I said, I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. I want to be married to somebody I actually love, like, and have a relationship with and stuff like that. Not you.
So So after he did it the first time, he came in there and did what predators do, try to talk to you and check your temperature. And what I mean by
Hmm.
checking your temperature is just try to see where you at mentally and emotionally at the moment, or and if you're gonna tell.
Hmm.
Um, as how long? So how often would he have sex with you?
It would be on and off. Like whenever he was mad at her, every time he got mad at her. Whenever they're good, he's good. Whenever he's mad, he comes to me, and I'm like, no, like.
So say in a month, right? In a month,
Mm-hmm.
how many times would you have sex with your father?
It would probably be every other week.
Like once a week?
Every other week.
Well, yeah, like every other week once.
Mm-hmm.
That is so fucked up. That is just so messed up. That is just so messed up. And so that is crazy. That is crazy, Nautica. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So did at any point in time were you able to like reach out to your mom and tell your mom what was going on? Did you call her at any time?
He wouldn't let me have no communications with my mother. He wouldn't let me have no communications with nobody. I didn't have a phone. I couldn't go nowhere. I was literally their house slave. I was cooking, cleaning, everything, taking care of the kids, everything. Kankita would be gone, and he would be gone. I would be literally at the house with the kids all the time. I could not go nowhere. And by the time I got in touch with my mom, I had just turned 23, and my mom came for my birthday. They didn't want my mom to come.
Because they
They
didn't
wouldn't
want
let
you to have
me.
a conversation.
Yeah, they didn't want me to stay at the hotel with my mom, nothing. And then literally, I want to say my mom came around August, which was right after my birthday, because she was supposed to come for my birthday.
Stand by, y'all. Okay, there she go. We here.
Okay, so I guess he lied to her and told her that I didn't want her to come for my birthday. And she ended up coming anyway and was like, no, I want to come see my child, and end up coming. And that's how I ended up seeing her. Right after she came, like we had set it up where around Christmas, me, her, and my sister she was supposed to come back with my sister, and we were supposed to spend Christmas together, make stuff like that. My mom ended up passing away. My mom passed away December 9th.
2020,
No,
2019,
2018.
2018. What that
Yeah.
so not only were you going through what you were going through, and I completely and totally isolated from anybody else that loved you. Hold on, just 1 second. I see my computer about to get ready to go there. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right, we back in business. We back in business. Sorry about that, girl. So not only did you were isolated from your mother and anybody who loved you, and you didn't get to talk to your mom, but by the time you got in touch with her, you only seen her once before she passed.
Yeah.
That is so that that is horrible.
Yes. And now he tries to lie on my mom, which makes me upset because he tries to say, oh, she prostituted her when she was younger. My mom never did nothing like that. Ever.
Let me before we get to that, let me ask you. So let me take it back.
Okay.
So when you were 18 years old, you became pregnant by your father.
No. When
What-
I at the beginning, well, at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, I went and had an abortion for him in January of 2020. He ended up
Okay.
getting me pregnant at the end of 2019.
So
And
how old? So how old were you then?
I was 22. No, 23. I was 23 finna be 24 actually. I'm sorry. I was 23 finna be 24.
And he got you pregnant.
Yes. And he sent me to Illinois to have an abortion so that I would be away from Kankita and so that would nobody know. And I also have the abortion records, all of that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
I
And I
went through a lot dealing with them.
you did. And you missed a lot. And you ain't deserved none of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So after you've gone and you've had an abortion for your father and all of that kind of stuff, um, the sexual relationship with your father was from age 18 to 22 or 23.
23.
Let me ask you, how could you, because some people watching this would want to know, how could you how could you continuously have sex with him? What was the reason of you continuously having sex with him after you were an adult, even though you knew it was wrong?
It wasn't like a willingly thing. He would come to me and I would say no. He would come to me, I would say no. So then it's like you come in there while I'm asleep, then that's a whole nother story.
So that's right.
If that's what it's called, then yes.
If you said no and
I
he
said
still
no
continued
several
to do it,
times.
that's right.
And then if he got like if he's mad at me, I get stomped because first of all, let me go back. I didn't have a bed. I slept on the floor. So let's get that out the way. I slept on the floor. He would stomp me. He would come in there and stomp me. Or like they did a lot of stuff to me. His wife was very mean to me. Um he had properties in my name.
Hmm.
His wife filed taxes in my name. She got stimulus checks in my name. Like they did so much stuff in my name and I didn't even know. And I ended up finding out that's the texts I sent you where
Hmm.
he confessed to it, but he's
Hmm.
trying to say like he did it to
For
benefit
your best
me.
interest. And he
I don't
tried to
have
also put
nothing.
the blame on his wife for what he pretended like he didn't know what was going on.
Exactly. And how is it to benefit me when I didn't have a bed? I couldn't get a
Right.
bed till her daughter got a bed. Like I couldn't do nothing. Your daughter got everything. Y'all didn't get me nothing. When it came to wanting something or asking for something, I always got told no. But your daughter or your son asked for something and they got everything. She had all the new Jordans, all the clothes, all the hairstyles. They bought her a Lexus for her high school graduation. For my high school graduation, I got nothing. Not one thing. And I was an honor student. I got not one thing. She didn't want me to go to prom. I got a hand-me-down dress for prom. Like they did me so wrong, and I did it. Everything y'all asked me to do. I cleaned up the house. I watched the kids. I had no life at all. So to deal with him and to deal with the stuff that was going on, it's like I'm constantly telling you no because you know how I feel about this, and you know this is disgusting, and you know I don't have respect for you because of what you're doing, but you constantly keep trying to come in there and talk to me like as if it's okay, like you don't have to feel some type of way, like it's not sickening. Yes, it is. This is nasty. You're in
Right.
love with me, your daughter, your biological daughter. Why? For what reason? You have no reason. You have a whole wife. And if you, I would have rather, and I know this sounds bad, but I would have rather you cheated on your wife than come there with me.
Right. No, that don't sound bad. That's like shit. Anybody did what you would rather that they do.
But he chose me. And not only did he choose me, but he also chose my friend that was staying at the house with us at the time. He was
And
messing around with her.
how old was she at the time?
We are the same age.
So was he having a sexual relationship with her?
Yes.
Did he
And
start having
when I brought it to attention because I caught them at the church. And when I brought it to his wife's attention, she tried to play it like, no, they weren't, and that I'm crazy and that I didn't see what I saw. And I'm like, I know what I saw, and I know what I caught them several times, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, and she
And if
finally
you
came out.
catching them and if you seeing it, you know she catching them and seeing it.
Exactly. And I'm like, what is really going on? Like, why are you messing with her? And I asked him, I said, are you messing with my friend? And he said no. And he started talking bad about her, saying, no, she ain't even pretty. She ugly. She this, she that, she this, she that. And I said, okay. And I left it alone. And I said, okay, eventually it's gonna come out. And it did.
So when you were asking him, was he messing with your friend? Were you asking that? Were you jealous at all that he was messing with your friend, or was it purely because like you doing this to me and now you're taking advantage of my friend?
I was never jealous at all. It was literally because I felt like now you want to take advantage of her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For what? You have a whole wife. First of all, you're coming to girls that's younger than you. Why? What is your purpose? What is your reason? What is your reason for this? Why do we even look good to you? Like,
Right,
there's something wrong there. We're young women. We're older than you. You're in your 40s.
younger. Yeah,
Why
yeah.
do we look good? And not only that, but I'm your daughter, and this is my friend who you call your stepdaughter, and you're a not stepdaughter, your goddaughter, and you're a
And
pastor.
you
And
screwing.
exactly.
So did you and her? So you and her obviously had a conversation about you finding out about him having you seeing it, right?
Hmm.
What did she tell you?
She told me about how it came about. Like, I'm not gonna put everything out there for us with
Right.
her, but
No, just say what you feel
yeah,
comfortable.
she told me how it came about and what really happened and all that type of stuff. And it was like he played a role, a manipulation role of trying to bash Kankita, which is how he do with all women. Because we're not the only ones. There's several different women that have said things that he has done or said where he tries to bash and lie, like him and Kankita are having problems or they're not together and all that type of stuff. And that's how
Mhm.
he got her. He tried to go to her and was like, I don't like how Kankita is treating Nautica. I don't like how Kankita is treating you. I don't like what Kankita is doing, this and the other, to get us to swindle in
Mhm.
so that you could do what you wanted to do.
Mhm.
And that's how that came about.
Was he having unprotected sex with her also?
Yes.
This nigga here just ain't shit. Bro, you just ain't shit. So not only is he disgusting and a vile human being, but also he don't give a damn about giving his daughter, his wife, his goddaughter no type of disease. Because if he screwing all y'all, you best to believe y'all ain't the only people he's screwing. He's still screwing other people, but it's easy to manipulate y'all and have y'all in the house where he just got free reign to do what he
Mm-hmm.
want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That is just so messed up. That just don't make no that. Okay, let's get to the cash apps and the messages where um he would send you. So I posted those.
Mm-hmm.
Um he tried to get them taken down. I posted those. But in those messages, he contacted you and he was like, um, obviously you had asked him for some money,
Yes.
right? And in order to get the money, there were stipulations to you getting the money.
Yes.
And the stipulations were, I'll give you $100 if you send me pictures of you in your bra and panties. If you send me nude pictures, I'll send you $250.
Right.
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 And you also had the cash out receipts to back up the transactions and everything with the conversation.
Yes.
So tell me about that. What how long did that go on? I know it stopped in 2020. I can see the dates. But
Yes.
how long did that go on? And also how did you feel knowing that this what you had to do, and why did you feel the need to go along with that to do that? in order to get something from him?
Because at the time I had finally got away from him. So I was gone and I didn't have any money at all. I didn't have no type of help. I didn't have nothing. So in order to provide for myself, I'm thinking, hey dad, can I have, can you help me out? Can you give me some money, this and the other? Well, this is the way you can get it. You have to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, I ain't got no other money. I ain't got no other help. I felt like I didn't have a choice. So of course, yes, I felt like I was degrading myself. I felt very bad doing this. But at the time it's like, okay, I need help. So this is the only way I can have help at this time. Then I just let the money
Because at this
stack up.
time, your mother has already passed, right?
Yes. So I'm like, okay. I let the money stack up, and that's how I was able to take care of myself, get groceries for myself and stuff like this. And I'm like, I can't keep doing this because this is hurting me. This is messing with me because this is what you want me to do in order for you to help me. This ain't right. This ain't right at all.
Still,
It's not.
still controlling you.
Yeah. And he admits that in a text. I don't know if I sent that to you, that he called himself trying to apologize, saying that he don't want to control my life more than what he already had. But you are already, even though I'm away from you, you're still trying to control everything I do. Where are you? I have voicemails. Answer your phone. Where
Oh, I
are
got the
you?
messages.
Yeah, where are
Mm-hmm.
you? I'm not gonna tell you again. Stop not answering my phone calls. We talked
Mm-hmm.
about this, and I'm like, I don't. And I
He's
felt like,
he speaks to you and he handles you as if he's mad with his woman.
yeah,
He really do.
yeah, he does. And I'm like, I don't have to answer the phone. Like, I'm living life. Why do I have to keep answering your call specifically? Like, if I'm asleep, you need to be next to your phone. What if it's an emergency? This, that, and the other. Okay, if it's an
Call your wife.
emergency, if it's an emergency, what can I do? I'm not there.
Right.
So why is it a big deal whether I answer the phone or not? But of course, he made it a very big deal that I just had to be by my phone. I just got to a point of where I just blocked him. I'm like, because I can't keep going through this. I
Right.
can't keep dealing with this because I know how this is making me feel. And this is messing with me mentally. I
Right.
can't keep going through this.
So let me ask you, did you at any time, so let me ask you, what made you when you left
Mm-hmm.
before when you left, what made you leave and how did you leave? What was your breaking point?
Okay, so originally I was supposed to have left way before COVID hit. And COVID ended up hitting. And so what happened was, let me backtrack. Before COVID even hit, I was trying to commit suicide. And he found out about it and he was like, you know what, you need a break from the house, because he of course he's gonna be delusional, like it's not about what's going on with him as well. Of course it's about what's going on in the house with his wife, him, everybody. But
Right.
that's playing a part as well. So he was like, okay, your mom's birthday is coming up, your sister's birthday is coming up on my mom's side. Your sister's birthday is coming up. Do you want to go see your sister for her birthday? This and other. Da da da. Okay, yeah, cool. Then COVID hits. So then I have to wait. My mom's birthday is June the 12th. I left June 11th because I was determined. I said, I'm not missing my mom's birthday. He found a woman um, to take me to Illinois. And her name is Jada Green. She took me. They were already friends, all that type of stuff. They were, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But he paid her to take me to Illinois. She drove and took me to Illinois. When she took me to Illinois, I never looked back. I never came back. I've never I never been so happy to be away from Mississippi. I left and never went back. He tried to get me to come back. He was like, you can move to an apartment that's close so I could be able to come
Fuck you when he
there.
got ready.
I need to have a key in case you, and I'm like, no, you don't need to have a key to my place. No, I need to have a key in case you lock yourself out of it. Okay, if I lock myself out, I can go to the landlord or something. You
Right.
don't have to have a key, but I want a key to your, okay. yeah, I'm not moving nowhere close. If I can't move hours away from you, then I'm not coming back at all. I don't want to be nowhere close. So I never came back. And he got mad. You need to go to Texas and be with your auntie Keisha and let her help you and this, that, and the other. Well, what he thought was that his sister was going to tell me, you need to follow what your dad is saying. You need to go back to your dad. And of course she tried, but she didn't know why I was so adamant and not going back. And I'm like, I'm not going. It don't matter what you say. It don't matter what nobody say. I'm not going back to Mississippi. I'm not going. So I ended up leaving Texas, going back to Illinois. And when I went back to Illinois, I what made me come out about the whole entire thing was I was asleep and I was screaming. And I was screaming in my sleep. And I just kept screaming. And I didn't know I was screaming. And Babe woke me up and he was like, are you okay? What's wrong? You're screaming. What's wrong? And I just cried. I couldn't do nothing but cry. And I told him. And when I told him, he was like, what? And he couldn't go to sleep. So he was up all night. I ended up crying myself to sleep. So the very next day, I caught myself trying to go to his brother, to my dad's brother, who stayed in Illinois. And I caught myself trying to go to him because I felt like I'm not going public with this. This is a family matter. He needs to get some help. I'm going to go to therapy, this and the other. Well, I go to his brother's house. I show his brother the text messages. I tell his brother everything. His brother cries. And he calls him on the phone. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was said. I left. The next day, I get a phone call from his brother. Why you lie on my brother? What? What are you talking about? I didn't lie on your brother. You just saw all the text messages. Not only that, but you tried to get me to
You
leave.
notice his number.
Right. And you tried to get me to leave the phone with the evidence with you. So what are you talking about? How did I lie? I showed you everything. You saw every text message. You saw everything. How did I lie? But of course, my dad's mother, his brothers, everybody is protecting him, saying that I'm lying, that the texts are fake, all this stuff is fake. And I'm like, how is it fake? When his number is right there, if I text his number, it's going to pop up on his phone. How am I lying about any of this? I've already tried to go to the police and stuff like that. Of course, the police has compromised confidentiality.
And how did that happen? How did they do that?
I came down to Mississippi to make a statement and to do a forensics test. Well, when I came down there, I talked to the detective. The detective told my father everything that I had said, everything that was done, all that type of stuff, because nobody knew I was even in the state of Mississippi because I was in hiding. Nobody was supposed to know. So the detective told him everything. So he knew. And I'm like, there's no
So
way he can know.
Did he personally know the detective?
I honestly can't tell you whether he do or don't. Because there's a lot of people that's in authority that he knows personally, apparently, or that he knows on another level of some sort. I have no idea, but it was breached, very much so. So.
Okay, so you went to the police. You told the police what happened. They called him. They told him everything. So what happened after that? Did he know that you were in town? Did he contact you or see you while you were still there?
No, I was already gone because I came in literally for like 2 days and was gone. Like literally. And by the time I found out that he knew, I was already gone. So I wasn't too much worried about it. I knew that he had been looking for me because for one, he sent the police to kick in my granny's door in Illinois looking for me.
So why would they kick in the door? Why would they kick your grandma's door in?
For one, my grandmother is elderly. So she can't get to the door as quick. But apparently he told them that I had sent a suicidal note to them saying that I was trying to commit suicide. And
So they were doing a welfare check.
yes, and my grandmother called me and she was like, "Why did the police just leave here? Like, why are they looking for you? What did you do?" And I said, "I didn't do nothing." So I came to Illinois and went to the police station and said, "Okay, you guys went to my grandmother's house. What's going on?" And they told me that they had got a call from Mississippi. I said, "Okay, this is what's going on." So I let the police know. And they was like, "Oh, well, if we see him and you're here, or even if we see him at all, you'll be well protected." And I said, "Okay." So
Wow.
he been trying to find me, but he can't find me.
Good. Good. And let me ask you this. So you obviously have moved on, and you got it. And Nautica's got a man at home. And so you obviously have a man now. How do he feel? Have because a lot of predators do. Has he had the conversation with you about you are now giving your body to somebody else and how he feel about that?
Has who had that conversation?
Have your dad say anything to you because now you're actually in a relationship with another man? He hasn't.
No, he don't even know who I'm in a relationship with. He has not had. When I say I blocked him and he has no contact to me, I blocked him and he has no contact to me whatsoever. If he's trying to contact me, it's through other people, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody that he sends to contact me, block.
Period.
I don't have time for it. I'm not finna argue with you over something that I know is true. So if you finna come at me about whatever he talking about, block.
So okay. So another thing coming in. So look, when I when he contacted me because I never did reach out to him, but
Right.
I know that if I get on that page and say something, somebody gonna see it, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody. So he contacted me, right? And he tried to convince me that you had a mental illness and that you were on this that you were on this medication, and all this kind of stuff. So what is that? Has he ever came to you, or have you heard about him telling anybody else that like you had to be put in a mental institution, or that you were had to be medicated because you got some mental stuff going on? Although any mental things that you may have going on is very much so his fault. But
Yes, he has told several people that that's the lie that he's selling everybody. Literally, that is literally the lie he's telling everybody. And I have told everybody that has said whatever he said. I said, okay, well, ask him to provide you with paperwork of whatever mental institution that he's claiming I went to. All this medication he's claiming I was on.
have you ever been diagnosed with any mental disorder? Any mental disorder?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever taken any kind of medication for any mental disorder?
No, ma'am.
What are some of the mental disorders that he says that you have?
First of all, he told everybody I have a speech impediment.
There's You're obviously articulate.
Okay. He told everybody I was bipolar. Never. I'm not bipolar. He told everybody that I was an escaped mental patient.
Mm.
How I get out? And what mental institution was I at? Please tell me.
Right. Right. How did you get out?
How I
How
get
did
out?
you get out and have enough sense to, to do all this and to go get a
Exactly.
job and live and be a functioning member of society after going through all that and you a mental patient?
Exactly. Exactly. Please tell me. Let me know something. Like, I'm finna tell you something. A mental patient. If I'm such of a mental patient, how was I able to go to college for yourself and myself, and you graduate top of your class with a master's and then got your doctorates because of me? If I'm such a mental patient, I took your classes for you
Mm.
while you were at work. How am I a mental patient? I did that. If I'm such a mental patient, his mother called me. Can you come type these essays for me? Can you come do this? Can you come do that? If I'm such a mental patient, why were you leaving me at home with your children
Mm-hmm.
24/7, cooking and cleaning and all of this stuff for your kids? If I'm such a mental patient, why did you have me up before your church singing? If I'm such a
Mm.
mental patient, see, everybody's failing to realize I'm not a mental patient. If I was a mental patient, I
It's
wouldn't be able to
obvious.
do all this.
It's obvious that you were and are not a mental patient.
Exactly.
And what's so crazy is that in the Black community, so often, when the truth is blatantly staring us in the face, and we know who this person is, we
Mm-hmm.
know what this person was, we know this person has never been this type of person. But soon as you say something about something like what you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden you don't remember that this person was such an amazing person. It had
Exactly.
all the sense in the world, and you trusted this person with everything. But now all of a sudden they're crazy because that,
Exactly.
that you're right, Oxana. He's the mental patient.
Yes, most definitely.
Oh my god. Um, what do you want to see happen? What do you want to happen? And what are your hopes for coming out with this?
I want justice is basically what I want, because I tried to make this a private matter and make this a family matter, and he escalated it further than what it was supposed to be. So now, for one, they're already gonna be in trouble because they've already committed federal accounts in my name, using my social to do all the different things that they have done. And I
Mm-hmm.
have a confession text message from him stating, and from her
Mm-hmm.
stating, that this is what they did. So of course they're going to be in trouble for that. So they're going to have to pay all that back. I need my credit fixed because y'all messed my credit up. I need my name cleared so that I could be able to file my own taxes or get loans in my own name. I want to be able to use my name to do whatever I
Right.
want to do in life. Not only that, but I need justice because of the simple fact of, I don't want him to do this to nobody else, because apparently
Right.
this is something that has been ongoing. And I don't want this to be, it's more than just me. Like, there's a woman that was before me that he did when she was 16. I don't want this to continue to keep going, because he has a little son, which is my little brother. I don't want him to grow up and do the same things
Mm-hmm.
that everybody else has done, because apparently for the family to be covering for him, this is something y'all are okay with. There is
Mm-hmm.
no way that you're telling me you're not
Yeah,
okay
and
with
it's
it.
something that they already knew about, and it's not the first time they are hearing about it.
Exactly. So therefore, for me, I just want justice, and I just want him to be accountable for what you did, and for my credit and my name to be cleared. That's all I want. He's trying to tell everybody, "Oh, she's just mad. She wants money from me. She wants this. No. I want for me to be okay and not wake up in the middle of the night screaming. I want for me to literally, mentally, physically, emotionally, I want to be free from you. I don't want to feel like that I have to constantly look over my shoulder because I don't know when you're coming, or I don't want to feel like you're there or something. No, I want to be free. That's what I want.
Let me ask you this. When you're being intimate with somebody else, somebody that you love, with your partner, did you have any hangups about that after leaving from your father? Like have any insecurities about that?
Yes, I did. I really did. I dealt with that all of last year, and it took for him to help me to get through it and say, "Look, this ain't your fault. You
It's not.
you didn't do that. You don't have to look at yourself a certain way. You don't have to
Right.
this, you don't have to that." And it took that. And of course, even though he telling me that, I didn't really believe it, because it's
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, how I felt. But I had to get to a place of where, okay, no, girl, this ain't your fault. No, you don't have to look at yourself a certain way because of something somebody else did. That's not
Mm-hmm.
your fault. You didn't do it. You didn't ask for it. You didn't do it. So therefore, you have to pick your head up and pick yourself up and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I deal with it.
Are you in therapy?
Yes, I am.
Great.
I'm in therapy.
Stay in there.
Yes.
Stay in there. Have you gotten to a place where you have forgiven him?
No, I'm not gonna lie like I have.
Take your time. The road to forgiveness sometimes can be a journey.
Okay.
Take your time.
Okay.
I just want you to know that none of that. I wouldn't give a damn because the way I think of it, I wouldn't care if you was 2021 when it first happened. It's not your fault. It can never be your fault when your father comes to you and your father is turned on by his daughter and your father want that from you. That's not your fault. It's not, it's ain't none of this your fault. The decisions that you made, you know, you have sat here today, and if anybody can't understand the decisions that you made, not being able to have any contact with your, let me ask you this, were you physically abused?
By which one? You talking about my dad or my mom?
Your, I know your mom, but your dad, did your dad ever get like physical with you?
Yeah, I've been slapped across the table. I've been stomped. He put a gun to my face, and threatened to kill me over something I didn't do.
What was he
Um,
accusing you of?
Apparently he accused me of supposedly touching a little girl, and I never touched her. Even the little girl told him I never touched her sexually, nothing. I don't even, first of all, the little girl was Kankita's daughter. And she told him, even when she gives me baths, she never touches my private area. She hands me the towel and say, wash yourself. Is literally what I did. I'm, even though she's like 3, no, you finna learn how to wash yourself. I'm not finna touch you. No, you finna learn how to clean your body and clean your body good and all that type of stuff. So he called himself trying to blame me and say that I did that to her. And I told him, no, I didn't. So he took me in the alley, pointed a gun in my face, and told me he was finna kill me. And I said, so you finna kill me over something I did not do? You can go ask her. The little girl kept telling him, I didn't do that. He, I'm calling the police. The police comes, and of course, no, I didn't go to jail or anything like that, because police said, okay, well, the little girl is saying she did not do it. She did not touch her. So
That, you know what, with this happening like that, that makes me think, has he touched her?
I have no
And they
idea
trying to brainwash her
to say that
to
I
think
did it,
that you,
because I never touched her ever. I've never touched nobody, literally, because I don't even like it. I'll fight somebody. Like when my little brother came to me and was like, oh, she touched me here, but he was saying like his mother had like put some cream on him or whatever. But I was mad. I'm like, what for what? But okay, I understood. Okay, she put cream on him, this and other, which of course I can't fight you because you the mama, but I mean I can, but I can't. But I'm gonna fight anybody who touches my little sibling or whatever. Like that, you're not gonna do that.
right.
So for you to accuse me of doing something like that, that's crazy. That is completely crazy.
That is crazy.
Yes.
So what is there? They're trying to set it because they knew she was about to come out. Yeah, yeah, Bonita. Look, so is there any questions in the comments? Is there anything that anybody would like to ask in the comments? If you do, drop your questions now because it's just too far for me to go all the way back like that. But if you have any questions that you want to ask, as you can see, she's very honest. She's very open, and she's very transparent about what happened. And I don't think she'll mind answering your questions.
No, I
But
don't.
I
If
know.
anybody has any questions, they can ask them. I don't have a problem.
So let me ask you this: what would you say would be some signs that parents could look out for, that could possibly tell them that there is something going on with their child? What behaviors would a child elicit?
Most definitely, what I would say is pay attention to the things that your kids say. Most definitely pay attention to the things they say because they may not tell you directly, but they're telling you
Mm-hmm.
because
I
they'll say it in clues of
mm-hmm.
because they don't really know if they can come to you, but pay attention to what they're saying and pay attention to what they're doing. If you notice that your child is acting out of the norm and is saying things that is out of the norm, pay attention to it because they're telling you something. Whether it don't always have to be sexual. Somebody could be bullying them or abusing them or whatever. Pay attention to what they're saying because they're saying a lot without saying it.
Mm-hmm. I learned it.
Yeah.
Is your father still in the church?
I have no idea because I actually contacted the church and let them know. Of course, a lot of members in the church are standing with him. So I have no idea if he is still in the church or not. Hopefully they do not have him in there amongst other kids, but if they do, then hopefully something gets done about it.
It will. Can you get your friend or ex-friend to come forward?
She started coming forward, and what happened was she decided to fall back because she got scared, and a lot of, as you can see, I sent you the text messages where harassment texts were being sent to me about the
Mm-hmm.
whole entire thing.
But yeah,
um so I don't know if she's willing to come forward anymore, because a lot of stuff went behind this, and I can understand why she got scared because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times I was ready to give up and was like, nah, I can't, like, but I had to keep going because I'm like, at the end of the day, this gotta stop.
yeah, and it ain't gonna stop if don't nobody come forward.
Exactly.
It ain't gonna stop.
Exactly.
So if she ever want to come forward, you tell her to call me.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Let's see. How does your siblings feel about the situation?
um I'm not really sure because they were I was trying to keep it from them. I didn't want them to know. As you can see, I tried to keep it from everybody. Honestly, I tried to keep it from the public, but of course,
Right.
it ended up being public. So I tried to keep it from my siblings for as long as I could. And when I found out that they knew, of course, they called and asked questions and stuff like that. And I could probably say that they're hurt. Um, but a lot of them, I have recordings of where they were stating that they noticed a lot of things about the way he treated me versus how he treated them.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my sisters said that she saw him um, kiss me on the deep freezer. She said that she
Because he
also,
was very sloppy
yeah, she
with it.
also said
He
that,
was very comfortable.
yeah, she also said that she noticed a lot of different things about him and a lot of different things that he said and did and stuff when it came to me versus everybody else. So, of course, it hurt. Um, it hurt them, and I don't really know how they really, really, really feel because I haven't really talked about it. Because, of course, when you're dealing with your own healing and yourself, you don't really want to bring anybody else into it. So
Right.
you try to kind of shield yourself a little bit to try to cut yourself out to heal so that you won't cry every time somebody want to talk about it, or you don't, get angry every time, that you'll be able to
Mm-hmm.
answer questions, understand how they feel, they understand how I feel. Because if emotions are high, nobody's gonna understand.
Right. Because you can't even, first of all, you can't even listen and
Right.
you can't receive.
Exactly. So
Okay. The next question we got is from Tia Vlogs. Why hasn't he been arrested yet?
Uh, that's a question that I can't even answer because I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know why he hasn't been arrested yet. We haven't even been to court yet. So I have no idea.
Somebody named, Harold Turrentine,
I
not a
don't know
police.
who that is.
He said, please inbox me. I need to speak with you. Very important things.
I have no idea who that is.
Bro, she don't know who you are. You need to tell us who you are.
Yeah, because I don't know who that is.
You don't know who you are. You could be, look, and you could. Harrington is the church I go to. Wait a minute. Because she don't know who you is. Um, Javon Allen. Javon says hasn't been there since July. Wait, Javon, are you talking about
Javon
Are
is
you
actually one of the members of the church, so he's
okay?
probably answering the question.
Okay, so hey Javon. Javon said he hasn't been there since July.
Okay.
So that's good.
Okay.
Is your dad still pastoring? No. He the church that he was pastoring, Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church, he hasn't been there since July. Oh, Harold is a vlogger. Oh, okay. Harold is a blogger.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. Harold, child, we have to see, honey. We have to see what be going. We have to see what be going on. It could have been him from a fake page. We don't know. I've never ever seen your name. So, okay, you know who Harold is. Harold, you hit her
Okay.
up. Okay. Okay. Well, look. Anything else that you wait? I got a new comment. Let me see what the comment is. Okay. No, look, Harold. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. We want everybody that we can get to help get the word out. Everybody that can help get the word out about who this man is. We want all the help. So it's nice to meet you, Harold. I'm feet from somebody's business. Is there anything that you would like to say?
The only thing that I would say is just make sure that you're paying attention to not even just kids, but to other people that are around you. Because it's a lot of people that's adults that have been through a lot of things and they have not come forward, they have not said anything, but they're still dealing with it within their adult life. And most
So
things I
Harold
would
says he knows your father personally.
oh okay. Okay. But
You just shook up right there, Harold.
I don't know who you are, but okay. Um but I most definitely would say that anybody that has ever been through something like this, please please do not keep quiet about it. Please come forth because a lot of times it will send people into suicide. It will send people into a depressed state and it will mess up your life. I will most definitely say, please, please, please do not be quiet. It does not matter how old you are. It does not matter how long ago it was. None of that matters. Speak up and free yourself. Because once you free yourself, you're gonna feel a whole lot better. You're gonna be able to move on with life. You're gonna be able to do things that you never thought you would be able to do ever. So just please, anybody, everybody, male, female, does not matter. Speak up, please.
Okay. Look, and on that note, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for
Thank you.
look, thank you. Thank you for entrusting because I don't know why people don't get turned off by how much I cuss when they come to me about serious stuff, but they don't. They still come right on in. And I appreciate you and I thank you for entrusting my platform for you to tell your story. And I want to tell Demetrius, thank you so much for directing her to somebody's business. Um, you're brave. You're beautiful. You're smart. You're worthy. You are some fucking body. And everything he thought he saw, girl, you ain't seen God do nothing yet. I promise you, I'm a living witness. So
Yes,
thank you
ma'am.
so much. Thank you so much for coming on here.
Thank you so
You
much.
you've gained a whole family. You gained a whole family on here, girl. I won't be surprised if they don't ramsack your inbox and give you encouraging words and love on you. Make sure you go through these comments and because people be asking questions and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, Harold. um, but look, thank you. I appreciate it because what you did, like I told the last girl that was on here, you just saved so many other young girls. You've made women that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s. Somebody else gonna come forward and say, Key, I want to tell my story just because you told yours. So
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
I love you for that. And till next time, as always, I love everybody that love me. I love everybody. I love y'all. I love everybody that love me. Y'all know I with everybody that with me. And if you don't, I don't even like that ass on here. Oh, nah, bye.